Hey everyone, welcome back to ATX VGC. You're here tonight for our Monday Night Friendlies. Here with me hosting the Monday Night Friendlies, we have, as always, the wonderful Roller Coaster and our very own Nibs Plays Games down below. So, are y'all super excited? We are winding down here. These are our last couple of friendlies in Series 6. Are y'all getting excited for Series 7?
Yes, very much so.
For Series 7.
Yeah, we've got a little special treat tonight. Nibs, do you want to talk about the 3 sets that we're going to be having?
Yeah, so we are actually going to have two matches tonight that are going to reflect the rule set of the Battle of Legends tournament that is going to be held by Pokemon this weekend on the Switch. That's very exciting. And then our third battle, I don't know the exact order, but one of the matches will be Series 6, which we will still be playing in for the next 2.5 weeks, I guess, until Series 6 is over. And just to plug that real quick while we're talking, Series 6, we have in Texas VGC Discord, we have our 4th and final qualifier, and then we have the finals coming up next week, so pretty exciting stuff there. I'm very excited.
Yeah, super exciting. We don't actually have a link right now for the next tournament. It looks like that is not available yet. Hasn't been made yet for Battlefy. But that'll be this upcoming Wednesday night, right?
Yes, it will be.
Awesome. And we have the winner of the third one here with us, or the second one, I'm sorry. Week 2 of Roller Coaster. Yeah. So, also, another fun exciting thing. We now have 2 emotes on the channel. So if y'all are subscribed, you get a chance to spam these very cool emotes. They are ATX Hype and ATX Rocks. So y'all should check those out in the chat. There we go. Nibs spamming on.
So happy we have a Scorch emote.
Yep, we have a Scorch getting crushed by a rock slide.
He'll survive, I know it.
Yep.
It's Chardy Berry.
It's Chardy Bear, he'll make it.
So, with that, do y'all want to go ahead and get rolling with our very first battle?
Sure, I think we have Sir Wilson is going to be playing who, Gemma?
He's going to be playing Adam Santaco, so we have our very first Battle of Legends of the night. So, if y'all give us just 1 second, we'll be right back with that, and it will be myself and Roller Coaster commentating. So, we will see y'all in 1 second. Alright, and we're back. That was one of the crazier matches I think I've had.
Yeah. Nibs was asking me if I thought Poltergeist KO'd the Amoonguts, and I was like, it definitely KOs, and I totally forgot that the Koba Berry got used up.
Yeah, same. I will say, I want to say great games to White Tigers. I also want to say I am supremely sorry to Sajin Park for picking up your team 5 minutes before and thinking I had the audacity to try and pilot it.
It takes a bit to get those Sajin Park teams down.
Yeah, you know a little something about that. Originally, this was I'll do a little behind the scenes magic. Originally, this was supposed to be you playing in that game, which is why we already had the team queued up and ready to go. I'm kind of glad that I ended up using a different team because Tigers and I already played this exact same matchup last week with the team that I've been running for the majority of Series 6. But it looks like Nibs and Sharpedo, Daniel here, are all matched up. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add his Twitch image. So do you want to talk about the teams for a sec while I update that?
Yeah. Looks like Nibs has Lapras, Whimsicott, Rillaboom, one of his favorite Pokemons, Urshifu, Togekiss, and Zeraora, a very interesting Pokemon, while Sharpedo has Amoonguss, Toxtricity, Ice-Q, Umbreon,
Lycanroc.
Lycanroc? It's just called Dusk Form.
That's the Midnight form, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I kept wanting to say Duskmane Necrozma, and I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah.
And Marshadow.
Yeah, this is a very different Battle of the Legends than the one we commentated earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it looks like they're chatting. They don't have the rule set yet. I think y'all can just battle with just anything goes rules as long as it's all level 50. It should be fine.
Just make sure it's like the one that says set everything to 50.
Yeah. that should be fine. So, yeah, that set with Tigers was intense, and I really wasn't sure that the Shadow Sneak at the end was going to be enough.
Just make sure you only select 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, great point. Only bring 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun set. I'm really excited here to see our second Battle of the Legends, this time featuring Mythicals, whereas last time we had the box legendaries from Sword and Shield. Now we're seeing 2 Mythicals from the last generation.
Oh yeah, White Tigers, you've seen the Sajin team before? Sajin makes crazy stuff.
He really does. Fun stuff to run. Rolka, you had quite a bit of success with Sajin teams.
Yeah.
Piloting Scorch to, what was your finish in the, it was not the Rose Tower, it was the Trainer Tower.
Victory Road.
Right.
Victory Road, yeah. I got top 16.
Yeah.
And I lost to the guy that made it to finals, so I'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to, it was basically a TED team that instead of Arcanine had Scorch. Did they get disconnected? Yeah, it had Scorch and Meowstic instead of your standard like Arcanine and Rotom. And I just thought Scorch was cool, so I just made the team in game. And then I played a lot with it, and then I learned how to get good at the game.
Yeah.
Because TED is very, very strong.
Yeah, TED is incredibly strong, and I'm interested to see what happens to TED as we begin to move here into Series 7. I know we're talking a lot about it. We've been playing several test matches on, random showdown servers. I personally, I've been hunting for legendaries and tapus at the right IVs for quite some time.
Yes.
So I am incredibly ready for Series 7 to get going.
Yeah, I think everyone's ready for Series 7. Yeah, apparently Dragapult is still good. Who knew that something with a base 142 speed and like 120 attack would be good consistently?
Yeah,
but
you don't say.
You don't say. I'm interested to see what happens. Getting hidden ability on certain Pokemon is gonna be really cool. Me and Chase have been doing stuff with Defiant Thundurus and Sandrush Dracozolt, and we've had a lot of fun with those teams. And Inner Focus Entei is something that Chase is really enjoying a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be really good. The buff this generation to Inner Focus is incredible. It looks like Nibs has his attack speed set to the absolute slowest. He must have been trying to get some raid dens recently.
You got 20 on the ladder with DD, Dragapult, Amoonguss, and Entei. How many people are on the ladder right now?
Don't say that to him.
That wasn't like a sly diss to Chase. That was just out of curiosity. I don't know if it's like picked up in usage yet.
Yeah. I know for a while the top teams were sporting Zerndon, which is, not great.
Okay, 800.
Okay.
That's enough to say that are people still running like Zerndon and stuff like that? But we should probably start.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start commentating this matchup. So here we see from Nibs' point of view, we see a lot of his favorite Pokemon, like you mentioned before, the Lapras, the Rillaboom. I think that Nibs uses Lapras differently than anyone else I see. We don't see a Grimmsnarl here, which is a divergence from his typical strategy of like all of the screens all the time.
Yeah, Nibs gets those screens up. You can't stop them.
Yeah. I've almost considered running Infiltrator against him, just, because I know he's going to be setting screens.
It's a Choice Band Zeraora, which, interesting. I don't know too much about Zeraora. I know it has...
Plasma Fist?
It has a move called Plasma Fist, which will turn every normal type move to an electric type move, and it has the ability Volt Absorb.
Yeah, so it's a great Porygon Z counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so looks like pretty standard leads, a little less standard from Sharpedo. We've got the Tailwind and Lapras lead, so you can get something like a strong Resonance off and get some good speed control.
Yeah.
Ice Cube and Redirection, so this is probably just going to be a Rage Powder Belly Drum.
Yeah.
If you want to get really gutsy, you could go for like a Belly Drum and a Spore into Lapras, but that might be just risking a little too much.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot that puts pressure on Ice Cube right this turn, but we do actually see the Ice Cube go ahead and switch out for the Toxtricity here on turn 1. Opting to reposition to get that super effective damage up in Nibs' face for next turn.
Yes. Toxicity does a lot of damage. Nibs does have a Volt Absorber in the back, presumably.
It's true.
So that could be helpful.
Yeah, the one difference between Volt Absorb and Lightning Rod is that it doesn't redirect attacks away. It's only able to go ahead and actively take any hit that's coming into it. So we actually see the Amoonguss here opt for an offensive move, going for the Sludge Bomb, getting the crit.
Than the Lapras.
Yeah, that is a max speed Amoonguss right there. Was it boosted by anything? No, I don't. It was just taunted.
This is just turn 1. Nothing has happened.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, typically on these you tend to see Focus Sash on a max speed Amoonguss, and here we see that it just goes down to 1 Gmax Resonance. So able to go ahead and remove the Whimsicott from the field without getting so much as a Tailwind or any other priority moves. Only taunted that Amoonguss.
Yeah. So I'd say that's probably a solid turn for Nibs play. Nibs turn 1. You get rid of the Amoonguss, you get your Veil up. You do lose your Whimsicott, but I don't know how badly you need the speed control, as Umbreon and Toxtricity come out, both things that are faster than Lapras, so maybe you did need the speed control.
Yeah, perhaps, especially because Toxtricity threatening a big G-Max stun shock into this Lapras. The screens are up, which is really nice for Nibs. But yeah, it's not necessarily the position you want to be in, facing down with Toxtricity with a Lapras.
Ooh, it's the shiny Zeraora from the event. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. I saw it come out in the Cherish Ball, which is great. So
yeah. Sharpedo's going to go for the max. I can only assume this is going to be the Toxtricity. I highly doubt that it's the Umbreon. It is going to be that G-Max Toxtricity, most likely going for G-Max Stun Shock. Could just be going for a Max Ooze to try and get a special attack boost.
Yeah, so we'll see here. Nibs opting for the Max Guard. A good play if the Stun Shock was directed into there. And Zeraora with the close combat, one-hit KOs that Umbreon. Umbreons are typically pretty bulky, but Choice Band Zeraora hits hard.
Yeah, that did a lot of damage. Stun Shock comes into the Protect, and that means that Nibs avoids potential poisons and paralysis for a turn.
Yeah, which is great. So
presumably Nibs was trying to just not take too much damage on his Lapras so they could get rid of the Umbreon. Now he can break the Ice Space and then go for another move into it.
Yeah. It almost feels like Nibs is in a position to try and KO basically everything but the Toxtricity, and let his... actually, given what he's got in the back, I don't know. He is pretty Toxtricity weak at this moment.
Yeah, Toxtricity could do a lot, so maybe just wanted to stall it out. This is a very interesting play.
I'm not sure I would want to set Electric Terrain for that Toxtricity that can't set itself.
Yeah.
I guess
he's going to go for Protect.
Yeah, which I think is a good play.
Doesn't want to take a close combat. Close combat actually goes into the Toxtricity.
A resisted hit, yeah.
Yeah, resisted hit doesn't do that much. Potentially the chip damage could be super valued. G-Max Stun Shock is going to come out, presumably just into the Lapras, which it should survive with the screens up. Yeah, it doesn't even take half damage. But does Nibs get paralyzed or does it get poisoned?
He gets poison on the Lapras, which I think is good for him. He also gets the Weakness Policy
boost, yes.
And it looks like Zeraora would have gotten paralyzed, but no status goes into it because it is electric. So
and Ice Cube takes the Max Geyser, which is a special move, so Ice Face is meaningless that turn.
Yeah. I think actually all the G-Max moves technically don't make contact. Is it make contact, or is it just hit with a physical move?
I think it's just physical move. Like, you eat one physical move, and then Ice Face goes away.
Gotcha.
And you, like, double in speed. Take a physical attack without taking damage, yeah, so it's not based off of contact.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this Zeraora unfortunately isn't doing a ton right now, but at the same time, the Lapras is the only way really doing damage to this Ice Cube. So I guess if I'm Nibs, I'd probably still continue to close combat into the Toxtricity, or maybe try and switch out and recognize that, I don't know, maybe the Urshifu in the back can still do something, especially since it is sashed.
Close combat coming out again, just getting solid chip damage on the Toxtricity. Max Ooze coming out, ignoring the Lapras, presumably.
I don't know if that's
with -2 special defense, doesn't get the KO thanks to the Aurora Veil.
Yeah, Aurora Veil putting in big work there.
As Ice, I don't know the speed order between this. Ice Cube goes for Liquidation, doubling the Zero Aura, getting the KO, and Lapras is gonna go for a Thunderbolt.
Interesting.
Go for the nice, consistent, 100% accurate move. With that weakness policy and Ice Face not being an effector for special attackers, it is going to get the KO.
Yeah, and that notably is the last turn of Dynamax for Daniel. So it has access to spread moves, but I believe Aurora Veil still has one more turn.
Aurora Veil has one more turn. Nibs has a sash on his Urshifu, and it's in the rain.
Yeah.
So I think just
Surging Strikes
to be able to take care of it.
Yeah, Surging Strikes and Freeze Dry are kind of the best play right here. Like a Boom Burst, or I'm sorry, the Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yeah, not Boom Burst. It does also have access to Boom Burst, but not really the move you want. So we see there the in the rain Urshifu Surging Strikes just only takes 2 there. So great first game there from our two competitors in this Battle of the Legends Part 2. One where we saw one of the Legends come out, but the other stay at home.
Yeah, I would love to see the Marshadow this next round. I have no idea what Marshadow does.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
So my understanding of Marshadow is what it does is it steals your boost, basically.
Technician, right?
It has Technician, and it also has a signature move that will, before you attack, maybe that's just the Z move, but I know that you basically steal your opponent's positive boosts and leave their negative boosts.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it's an interesting call in a meta where there are things like Zacian and Zamazenta where you can kind of repeatedly just attack into those types of Pokemon and steal their attack and defense boosts.
Yeah, that'd be sick if that was a signature move and not just the Z move.
Yeah, well, the signature move still steals the boost. I think that the way it worked with the Z move was before you attacked, you stole the boost, and then you used the boost in the attack against them, which was kind of broken. Oh no, looks like Nibs has actually lost Wi-Fi. We're gonna try and get him reconnected, and it's sometimes happened pretty quickly, so we'll go ahead and here and speculate a little bit. What do you say we look up Marshadow? Soul Stealing 7-star Strike is such a cool move name. That was the Z move version of Marshadow's. So we're gonna see.
Spectral Thief is the regular one.
Exactly, Spectral Thief. So to our competitors, if y'all can hear us, let's try and get reconnected, and we'll see if we can get Nibs' Wi-Fi back up. Yeah, so regular Spectral Thief also steals boosts, and then so it also steals it before the attack, which I think is just straight up disrespectful. It's basically like, oh, you worked real hard to get your Swords Dance or Weakness Policy off. Wouldn't it be a shame if I just took it and used it against you?
Yes, and then it has a Technician boosted Shadow Sneak, which I think is probably the only Pokemon that gets that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It got
the
banned
Mythicals
from
all have base 600 stats, right? Like,
yeah,
that's their thing.
I believe the Fairy Mythicals, so like Mew, Celebi, Jirachi are all 100s across the board. I believe Zeraora also has 600, but I don't think that it's across the board 100s.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick peek at the stats. Yeah, so Zeraora has a different distribution of attack, so it actually has a significantly high special attack and attack, with 112 base attack and 102 base special attack. So the option to go mixed, I think, is interesting. So give me 1 sec while I go ahead and text Nibs, and we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
We might even potentially be able to throw this to Showdown if that's something that Nibs could maybe do from his phone.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. You're on the Skype call. Hey, how's it going, Nibs? Do you think that you're going to be able to get the stream back up?
Yeah, it should be fine. It should last at least 2 more games or the rest of the stream.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. We'll wait on the feed to go ahead and update here. Let me know when you've started streaming again, and I'll do what I can to refresh it on my end, and we'll jump to game 2.
Good should I stop and start real fast on OBS?
Yeah, go ahead and stop and start it. Yeah, a little behind the scenes magic, everyone here. So we actually have a custom setup where everyone streams their OBS instance to one of our servers, and we're able to then capture that game feed as if it's one of us streaming it, which is the main reason that we were having trouble with Rollercoaster's feed earlier, is we couldn't get his computer to connect with our server. So that was the last second change around, but... Yeah.
Technology is hard sometimes.
It sometimes is, but also sometimes it's really cool because I know that some of y'all out in chat were there at the very beginning times where there would be one game that would be off of like my capture card and it would look great, and then everyone else's game would be off of Skype and would be small and grainy.
What are you talking about? It was perfect quality the whole time. Who doesn't like only seeing 3 pixels?
Look how far we've come. We now can do 30 frames per second instead of 6.
We also didn't always have backgrounds, right?
Yeah, we didn't always have background. That's true. So let's go ahead and see. Nibs, have you started restreaming to the server? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I actually cut out of... I had to exit out of OBS, and now I'm back in it.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and hit stream, and we'll go ahead and get up and running again. Yeah, Nibs has 2 Twitch accounts, so it's a little confusing. One is on his phone, and one's on his computer. So whether it's Young Master Legend or Nibs Plays Games, it's always tough to tell which one you're typing in there, Nibs, if folks don't know. So,
I would like to take a second to, this seems like a good opportunity to plug the Texas VGC Wednesday tour for Series 6. Yeah, everyone, I highly recommend that you join. It's a lot of fun. It's great practice, even though Series 6 isn't like the biggest thing right now. Oh, we got a follower.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for the follow, Mogerchu. How's it going?
It's just good practice. It's good fun. It's nice to get the tournament in. You have the potential of getting invited to the championship tour. And as a little side thing, first week Zeke won. He's from Houston. Second week I won from ATX. Third week Bob won, who's from Houston. So it'd be cool if another ATX player could get a win, and we could just prove ourselves as the best city in Texas.
Yeah, I feel like I was in a good position. I went in #1 seed last week, and then I did not play well in Top Gun. I was a little frazzled trying to get the stream going, because for those of y'all who are here for the first time, we also go ahead and broadcast and commentate those battles as well from the Wednesday night tour. I would drop the plug for it, but unfortunately we don't currently, I don't think that the Wednesday tournament battle file link is up. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to actually move to Showdown for this last one due to internet issues, which is really unfortunate. We have a potential 2 more games. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Thanks for sticking with us through this. I know it's a little extended. We are going to go ahead and have Nibs. If you can, if Nibs and Sharpedo can go ahead and get matched up on Showdown, and then invite, I believe that my current account is Gems is Alright. Nibs, if you've got it, I'm going to go ahead and drop it in our chat. So whenever y'all get that open, go ahead and invite me, and I'm going to get the overlay switched up so that we have Showdown. Yeah, so I think we are unfortunately dealing with internet issues. This is, everyone's home using so much more internet nowadays. It can be hard to get everything going. So we typically broadcast all three to four of our matches here on cart, but occasionally we have to use Showdown. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am on Gems is Alright. So give us 1 second while I go ahead and get this. Actually, no, we can stay here. Real quick, so you want to talk a little bit more about do you want to talk a little bit about EV Hour? Have you actually had a chance to make it to one, or no?
I've been there at all of them except for the most recent one.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about EV Hour and some of the other stuff that goes on?
Yeah. So another thing that we try to do as consistently as we can is EV Hour. It is hosted by Tiki, aka Chase, Tiki VGC. Basically how it works is that a bunch of us get into voice chat, and if you have a team that you're experimenting with, and you could have just like like just the bones of something. It doesn't have to be like a full-fledged team. And what we do, it is mostly led by Tiki, is that he will try to optimize your team and make any improvements or like try to fix it around. And it's kind of a big community work together thing. Everyone's welcome to come by. You don't even have to have a team. You can just come out and chill and like throw in a suggestion here or two. We try to keep things like very positive. No one's gonna make fun of you for anything. Chase will try to build around anything, and he's very good at it. So something that I highly recommend people come by. It's just some nice fun, just chill. And if you're struggling with like a little bit of thing on a team, if there's someone in ATX that can help you out, it is Chase. So
yeah, if you're ever looking for an EV spread for a specific Pokemon, chances are he has one memorized offhand, and he'll tell you. Most of the time, he can tell you exactly what it does. Sometimes he'll just say, "I don't know, it just lives." That's typically his Amoonguss Dusclops spreads. It was for something specific.
Yeah.
They said the tourney sign up goes up tomorrow. They're running a bit late. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, White Tigers has also competed in that tournament. We played this past week.
I believe White Tigers has. I know he's top cut last week. He top cut twice, right?
Yeah, I
Maybe
think so.
3 times. Either way, congratulations.
Yeah. Sorry, we're just. There we go. Getting the invite. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and transition everything back over, and now we have Showdown. Can you see everything, Rollercoaster, or do you want to view it?
Yes, I can.
Do you want me to invite you?
No, I got it from here.
Okay.
I just won't be able to see what moves he's selecting, but I don't really need it.
Yeah, we can't see that
anyway. A little
anyway.
bit tricky to commentate because have to talk way faster.
Yeah, we'll be as quick as possible, so y'all are good to go ahead and go. Hey, thanks so much. Oh, he just gifted subs.
Oh, thanks, Will.
Yeah, thanks, Sir Wilson. He was gifted to Young Master Legend.
Oh, that's hilarious. The Texas VGC tour are open to any player. You just have to be part of the Texas Discord.
Yeah, the Texas VGC Discord, and I'll grab a link for them too.
Yeah. I'll start commentating on this. Let's see. Amoonguss and Toxtricity is going to come out. Nibs is going to switch it up with Togekiss and Zeraora. This is a really fast Amoonguss. I highly doubt that it's faster than a Zeraora or Togekiss. But Nibs is in a bit of an awkward position. Toxtricity could do something like get a max ooze off and increase its special attack for like when Lapras comes in later. Honestly, like doubling Togekiss with a max ooze and a Sludge Bomb doesn't seem like the worst idea ever.
Yeah, especially because Nibs doesn't really have a resist that he can switch into. Everything will at least take neutral damage from a Sludge Bomb into a either Max Ooze or Stun Shock. So we actually see a Max from the Togekiss going for the Max Guard. Interesting play. Alongside a Rage Powder with Blaze Kick, almost KOing that Amoonguss.
Mm-hmm. And then the Max Ooze is going to go to the Togekiss, which means that nothing happens for it.
Yeah. Interesting play.
Yeah. It looks like Nibs is going to be able to pick off the KO with the Amoonguss with another Blaze Kick, or switch out into the Rillaboom. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we see.
Rage Powder comes out, Stun Shock comes out.
Double paralysis on the Togekiss, and a full para on the Togekiss. This is why you really don't want to have to mess around with Toxtricity. It's tough not having a ground attack. A ground attacking move on the entire team, and having something that feels so weak to Toxtricity in this instance. Oh, 2 back-to-back full paras. High horsepower here. We do see the reveal of the ground type move, so it looks like Nibs does have that if it goes to a game 3. Yeah, potentially. And now we see what we were asking for last game with the Marshadow coming out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, top 8 2 weeks in a row.
Awesome.
Way to go, White Tigers.
Congrats, White Tigers. So there is that signature move, Spectral Thief. Unfortunately, there are no boosts for it to steal this turn, and it doesn't quite get the KO on Togekiss. Togekiss does get the Dazzling Gleam off, isn't enough to KO Amoonguss, does about 60% to that Marshadow. The Zeraora
turns into the game, Togekiss gets off an attack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not looking like devastating for Nibs. I think that this turn you'd probably want to target down that Marshadow. Maybe try to go for a Follow Me just to make sure that I don't know how fast Marshadow is. Yeah, going for the Follow Me. Shadow Sneak comes out priority. Plasma Fist going to come out into the Marshadow, get the KO. and maybe a Spore from the Amoonguss.
Ooh.
Yes, that is what happens.
Yeah, so now we have an Amoonguss versus Zeraora, or Amoonguss and Ice Cube versus Zeraora and Lapras endgame.
Which means, as we saw from last game, the Lapras is slower than the Amoonguss. Belly Drum comes out from Ice Cube. It's going to eat its Citrus Berry. It's getting grassy terrain recovery, which is also super bad. But the Amoonguss is faster than the Lapras, as we saw from the first game, meaning that it could just...
Zeraora continues to stay asleep here as the Icicle Crash comes out, and then the Spore into the Lapras. This feels like a wrap for Sharpedo. He's going to be able to do 33% with a resisted hit.
Yeah.
To a bulky Pokemon Lapras, a weakness policy Lapras at that.
Yeah, Tiku, we got the Centiskorch emote.
Yeah, we did.
Liquidation. And ooh. That was an unfortunate game.
There was a lot of RNG kind of running around between the two full paras 2 turns in a row, plus both Pokemon being paralyzed as opposed to poisoned. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get to our game 3 while I go ahead and see if Nibs has invited me. Nope, he's still in that one. So Nibs, if you can invite me to game number 3 of y'all's set. So again, we really like to try and do all of these on cart typically. Unfortunately, sometimes it's the case where we have internet issues and we have to pivot to Showdown. So we're glad that we have Showdown here as a resource. But hopefully this is a last case, a last ditch effort as opposed to our first option. So here we've got game 3. Y'all are good to go. Here, what do you think the adjustments might be there? How differently do you think that game goes if Togekiss doesn't get all the full paras?
Honestly, I think that you should probably just go for the Tailwind Lapras mode of the game.
Yeah.
And then just try to make sure that Toxtricity doesn't get a KO until... I mean, like, you'll get the weakness policy boost if it does attack your Lapras. You should be faster than the Tailwind. We saw that a Resonance in the first game was enough to KO the Amoonguss with no problem.
Yeah.
You'd get to keep your Whimsicott for the turn. If you have like your Rillaboom in the back too, I assume that it outspeeds the Toxtricity and the Tailwind pretty easily. We saw that even max, the high horsepower was more than enough to KO it.
Yeah, almost leading Rillaboom plus Whimsicott might have been an interesting play as well. Just immediately getting the high horsepower off onto the Toxtricity before it can even potentially get off any sort of stun shock shenanigans, we'll call it.
Yeah. So I think this turn you probably just want to go for like the safe and obvious Tailwind plus Resonance.
Yeah.
It seems solid. It seems easy. Seems good. Tailwind. No Protect from the Amoonguss. Geyser into the Toxtricity. Wow, really?
That was a risky play right there, especially if this ends up being a Spore right here. Yep, it is.
Yeah, I really think you had to target down the Amoonguss. Maybe Nibs was trying to read into something like a switch out or something like that. But I mean, we saw that Rillaboom was able to KO the Toxtricity with high horsepower last turn, so it should be able to get the KO no problem this turn, especially with the chip.
Yeah. It's gonna be eating a Sludge Bomb here, which I'm not sure that it really wants to do. It does 60% into that Rillaboom. Getting a little bit of passive recovery here from that grassy terrain, but now this Ice Cube is in a position to just Belly Drum and Rage Powder again. I guess.
Yeah. You could use Grassy Glide to try and break the Ice Face this turn. Hope that your Lapras wakes up and then you get the Resonance off. The only issue if you break the Ice... Well, no, you're in Tailwind, so it's fine. Ice Face breaks. Just going for the Icicle Crash onto it.
Yeah, not even going for the... and another
Lapras stays asleep. Sludge Bomb comes out, doesn't do that much. And I assume that Nibs brought the Zeraoras as the last one. No, he brought the Urshifu.
That's actually... he's in a decent position now, I think. This Amoonguss we know is in Sash, is max speed, but there's not a lot of bulk on it. So he's going to be able to redirect, close combat, not the move you really want to be clicking there, into a Rage Powder, as Ice Cube is able to go ahead and go for the Belly Drum and get itself back up with that Citrus Berry. So Freeze Dry.
Actually not enough. Gets the Freeze this time, though.
So that is definitely something that kind of helps bail you out for the close combat into it, so you don't have to worry about another redirection. You can just go for the close combat directly into the ice queue, and probably just another freeze try into the Amoonguss and clean it up.
I think you could even just go for a Surging Strike should be fine.
Yeah, that's true as well. In case it thaws and gets a... I mean, it doesn't really matter at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to not take the defense drops, although at a +4.
Oh, we do see the thaw. And Amoonguss actually gets the protect.
Icicle Crash into the Urshifu. It's going to take it down to Sash. Urshifu went for the Surging Strikes into Ice Q. That is enough to KO it. Thunderbolt into the Amoonguss, going for the most accurate move that Nibs has. Grassy Terrain recovery is going to happen.
The
Marshadow comes out. I don't know what happens here. It probably goes for the tech. I think you just go for a Shadow Sneak and a Spore into Lapras, and I don't know if
I'm not sure
really has any counterplay for it. I don't think. How fast was Marshadow?
I believe it's faster than Urshifu.
Yeah.
And if it is, then the Shadow Sneak gets off. It is. Marshadow is... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not showing it. It's 125 base speed. Yeah.
Rage Powder comes out, Shadow Sneak into the Amoonguss, Hydro Pump into the Amoonguss. Marshadow's a fighting type, right?
It is a fighting. It's fighting and ghost, a unique typing.
If it has something like a close combat or maybe even just a drain punch, close combat takes down the Lapras.
That'll be enough to go ahead and clean this one. So really well played by our two battlers. Sorry we were having to do our best speed commentating. This is not typically how we commentate. We've usually got a little bit more time in between the turns to insert flowery language and talk about best possible plays, but that was really well played by our two competitors, making the best out of this bad situation. So GG's to both Sharpedo and Nibs. Well played by both as we showcased our second Battle of the Legends, this time Mythical Edition.
So, good stuff.
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.